Thanks for agreeing to set up this interview. As you know, we only have a short amount of time, so let's go ahead and get started right away. Now, I know that you've been involved in some work on community issues. Can you tell me what attracted you to the community issue that you chose at the beginning of the semester?
What attracted me to my community issue, which was math education, was my own interest in mathematics. In addition to that, my interest in math ed in general, because I had gone through the rigors of normal math education, the different high school and now some college math courses, and I always felt like people had a generally wrong attitude about mathematics. Right? They weren't looking at it in the way that I think a mathematician, or at least someone who wanted to be good at math, should. And I felt like a lot of that came down to the way that we taught math. Right? The teacher would teach the course, and most of the students would really not understand the way they should. Then they go to someone who did understand it, and they'd explain it in a much more intuitive, much more comprehensive way. And I felt like that step of the teacher not explaining anything very well is something that can be missed, and we can just have a much more intuitive and comprehensive math education system. That drew me to want to know more about math ed and to look into it myself.
Okay, thank you. Now, your materials also said that you were involved in a community issue team project that focused on a call to action. Can you share with me what call to action your team put forward and why you chose that call to action?
The call to action my team put forward was just to get involved, right? It was to learn a lot more about math ed, what's important, what works and what doesn't. Then, as a citizen, someone who cares about the future of our citizens in our country, to get involved in school board meetings, to get involved in PTA meetings, to talk with your students, to talk with their teachers, just to make sure that those ideas are out there. What's difficult about education is that most people aren't the decision makers in education, right? They aren't the ones who can redo the curriculum and implement new education techniques. If we were to go further, we'd probably target more educators, superintendents, curriculum makers, in order to make sure that those types of people know what we believe works and doesn't work.
I see. Now, if I were to ask the other members of your team what they think your biggest strength is, what do you think they would say, and why do you think they would say it?
If you were to ask my teammates what my biggest strength is, they would most likely say my direction. When we went into the group project, we were using my initial community issue, math education, and so I had the most research done and idea about what the problems and solutions to math ed were. This is one part of the direction that I had. In addition, when we were organizing times and days to meet, it was typically me who initiated and then confirmed when we were going to do it and where. And I think they would agree to that because I think that stood out to them.
Okay, great. What for you was the most challenging thing about working with your team?
The most challenging thing about working with my team was they were difficult to organize. One teammate was particularly flaky, or difficult to manage, I'll say. He really didn't respond to the texts confirming that we were going to be doing things. One day he didn't show up, and he actually didn't show up for the day of our speech, so he didn't get credit for that. We had to hurry to redo everything and gave me a big portion. That's whatever. But that's definitely the most difficult part of this, especially as someone who really just wants to get things done and get through things in an efficient way. It was really difficult to try and work around that type of person.
Thank you. Okay, last question. In 30 seconds or so, tell me what your biggest takeaway was from Comm 110 this semester. What will stick with you and be useful to you?
My biggest takeaway from Comm 110 was that, or is that, people that I'm talking to in a public speaking setting aren't as critical of me as I am. Their perspective of me is much lighter, much more static than mine is. And it's more beneficial for me to stop worrying about those types of things and just do my best. Thank you.